Hello and welcome all. Let's get started with the video. Over here in front of me, I have a chart LNT and we would be analyzing the alerts which were there generated on 21st of June. Currently, I have Amibroker and the tool for NimblrTA, which would give you the analysis. The same tool, if you are interested, it can be purchased based on a license, and the links for the purchase of the tool are available on the page. So let's start. Let me press the play button over here and see how the trade would go. So over here we have June 21st. So let me go to the initial part. Yeah, so let's start it. First, second, and third candle. Let's pause it and track the analysis. So over here, when I do the exploration, I see that there is an alert which is generated at 9:20 a.m. The close price is 1563 and the stock is LNT. This is a DTR based target and the condition type over here is DojiStart. So as you are already aware, DojiStart is a specific condition that in which we are trying to analyze the second candle of the day. In open session trade, we analyze the first candle of the day, and over here on DojiStart, we analyze the second candle. So over here, this is the second candle which we are trying to analyze, and at this moment, we have the alert which is generated. So this is the second candle. If you see that as per the name DojiStart, it means the first candle is a irrelevant candle. It may or may not be a strength candle. So over here, this is an indecision candle, the first candle, since we do not have any dot or star on top of it as an indication for strength. This is the second candle, which is of 920, and this is where the alert was generated. Now, in order to enter these kind of trades where you have open session trading or you have the doji start alerts, we need to analyze the candle which should be higher than the point at which the alert was generated. This would mean if at this point at 9:20 the alert was generated, the candle at which I should enter this trade should be greater than the high and close of this particular candle. So it should be a candle like this over here, which is greater than this particular candle, right over here. So the candle high, the value of candle high, let me just mark it. So high is 1565.8. If the high of 1565.8 is broken on the upside, and this is a buy signal as it is already indicated over here. So if we get the next candle over here with strength, then we would enter. So this is the next candle what we see. This is a strength candle. However, the high of this candle is not higher than the candle at which we got the alert. So we expect 1565.8 and greater for the second candle to be there for us to enter, and it should be a strength candle, right? So these are some checks which we are already aware of, and as soon as we get these kind of alerts, we would try for the next candle where we satisfy the condition. So we do not satisfy the condition at this point, which is 9:25 a.m. Also at this moment of time, the high is greater than the point of alert. So 1565.8, this is the value. Let me mark it so that we don't forget it. Yeah, so this is the high value, and this candle high over here is greater. However, as you notice, this is not a strength candle. So the trick over here is that this is not a strength candle, so we do not enter because we got the alert. So that is why the understanding of the concept is a must. Although we get an alert, but as per the concept, we do not enter it because the entry point, the high should be formed and it should be a strength candle. And even if we try to look it in a different manner, so this is the first strength candle, BO1, and if this had been a second strength candle, we would have got the confirmation of BO1 and BO2, and it would have been a breakout in itself. So anyway, however you apply the concept, it will give you the same results. So using the alerts is one thing. However, understanding the alerts and using it for the best advantage is altogether a different matter. So let's see over here. We got the alert. This was generated at 9:20. and the close price was 1563.8. The high price, this was an alert for a buy signal with target 1, target 2 and target 3 and the stop loss, right? So alert was generated based on the strategy. However, we have strategies for entry, we have strategies for exit. So when we apply the entry strategy over here, so this is the alert. Now we expect a candle which should be something like this, but we did not get a candle which is of strength. So this candle which is marked over here lacks the strength over here. So since it lacks strength, we did not enter, right? And after that, let's see what happens and how the market went. Correct. So NimblrTA has concept coded in it. We need to understand the entries and exit, which is of prime importance. Getting alerts is one thing, but how to make an entry or how to make an exit, that is what will make the difference. Even if you get an alert, that doesn't mean the entry would be there, or if you get an exit signal, that doesn't mean it would be an exit. So you need to assess the entries and exit. The tool is there to guide you with all its implementations, and knowledge of concept still remains, which is of prime importance. So over here, now let's see if we analyze it. So we did not enter the trade over here at this moment because the candle was not higher than the point at which we got the alert. At this point, the candle was higher, but we did not enter because it was not a strength candle, right? And this seems to be a spinning top at this very moment, or it can be marked as a pin bar. Now, if we analyze the signal or the stock at this moment, we have two strength candles. This is the first strength candle and this is the second strength candle. These two strength candles are in opposite nature to your strength which was there in the beginning, right? So this also confirms the top. So these three basically give you pin bar which is broken by the first strength candle, that is the first indication. Pin bar which is broken by the second strength candle, it is the second signal. And now the top is confirmed over here, right? So this is the top 11569.7. This is the top which is available at this moment of time, and it is confirmed at this moment because we have not been able to go past it. If the top is to be broken, in that case we need a candle something like this which will go beyond 1569.7, and it should be a strength candle. If we receive such a candle at the next high of CCI peak, so over here we have the CCI 8 5 minutes. If the peak at CCI greater than 100, right, at that moment of time we get such a candle, that would be breaking the top in case it goes beyond 15669.7, right? Okay, so this is what we get in an analysis. Although we got the alert, but we did not enter the stock based on the entry criteria. Let's move further. And another thing to be noticed over here is stock is already in momentum. So if we see CCI 3430 minutes, which is this one, right? This is much beyond 100. So it is already in momentum from this particular point. So it is already in momentum. So it has crossed above 100 and it is still in momentum at this moment, right? But we have not made an entry based on our condition for entry criteria. Okay, let's move further. So yeah, it's moving further. So it creating new lows. So higher low has been formed over here. Then again a higher low, it gives an indication. Let's see what kind of alerts are generated at that moment by the alert system. So let's do an analysis again. So at this moment, I do not have any new alerts. We got only one alert, and that we did not enter because at that moment of time, first of all, the DTR ORB is bit on the higher side. It is 0.995. That is one reason that we did not enter at this moment of time. Second thing was DTR ORB would come later, but we got the alert earlier than that, and we did not get a entry criteria which would meet, and we did not enter the stock. Another thing over here, later we identify that we got one non-strength candle, which is kind of a pin bar or a doji candle, a spinning top kind of a candle, and after that we have two strength candles. So this marks the top also. And if we have a new candle which is greater than 1569.7 at this moment of time, if we have this particular candle at the CCI 8 peak, in that case we would enter that particular stock if the momentum is there, right? Right now momentum is there, but we did not get the confirmation for the strength candles, so we did not enter. Another thing to note over here is the alignment of EMAs. So EMA over here are equally aligned at this moment of time, right? Distance is more or less equal. However, we never got the alert. Another thing over here is PSAR. If you notice, PSAR is on the top. That would indicate that PSAR is on top and it will give you bearish price flow, right? So over here we have the bearish price flow, although the momentum is greater than 100, right? So that is why we see it is going down even though the momentum is there, right? So it is gradually decreasing with its momentum. So if you see the value for CCI 3430, it is 297, 267, and it keeps on reducing until 159 and further. It keeps on reducing at this moment, right? Also at this moment of time, if you'd like to notice, the value of DTR at this moment is on higher side, right? Over here. So if we compare the value, it is already 1.6, 1.58 over here, right? So there's not much scope for the stock to move further. Also, if we see, it is near the 1574 mark, which is one of the Fibonacci marked value over here in green. So we don't get a good entry point over here. We do not get a confirmation and we never enter, right? Again, another thing to be noticed over here is this is the first time slot and this is the second time slot. So this is the time slot what we have been discussing. So let's mark how these time slot would be there. So we mark the high and low values of this, and at this moment of time, that is this candle, we find a strength candle which goes below the time slot for first 15 minutes. First candle, second candle, third candle. If we mark the high and low of these candles, or even the um, open and close of these values, this is the candle which goes below it. So we get one more confirmation that the stock is trying to move in a different direction. So that means if we go for the stock, it will go somewhere in downside, right? So this is the indication what we are already getting from the signals and the analysis based on NimblrTA. So let's move further. So as you see, PSAR over here is still above the candles and it is still giving the information that price flow is bearish. Again, let's try to analyze it. So this was one complete time slot. It is now concluded, right? A new time slot has now begun. So we have these values and try to see how it would move further, right? At this moment, we would do our analysis as well. Right. At this moment, we have a sell signal, right? And it is at 12:10. So 12:10 p.m. I get a reversal sell signal. Over here, R stands for reversal, and this is a sell signal. It is marked buy or sell as sell over here. The three targets for the sell side is marked, and also the stop loss is there, right? So let's go to 12:10 on the chart. So I'm over here. This is 12:05 and 12:10. So at this moment of time, this is the candle where I get the alert. So this is the alert for reversal. Now let's see why did we get this alert for reversal, which is very interesting in nature, right? For us to understand reversal, we need to check the charts for previous days, right? Over here. So let me go to the previous days. This is 21st of June on the day of analysis, 20th of June and 19th of June. So we would be comparing the current day, that is 21st, with the two previous days, 20th of June and 19th of June. So as you can see visually over here, the high of the current day, that is 1569.7, is highest with respect to the previous day, that is it is higher than 20th of June, and also the high of the current day, that is 1569.7, is higher than the day prior to it, right? So n minus 1 day and n minus 2 day, if this is considered to be n. So 1569.7 is greater than 20th June high, and also it is greater than 19th June high. So that means a new high has been formed over here. So if you try to look at the stock, this was the high value, this is another high value, and it goes further, and at this moment of time we have the values for a new high on the new day, right? So this is the first condition, that you have high which is greater than the previous day, and also the high which is greater than the previous day minus 1 day. So day 1, day 2 and day 3, all three are compared, and at this moment of time all the conditions are satisfied. So this is the basic condition for reversal. Now let's come to the current day and try to analyze it further. So on the current day, if we try to analyze it, at this moment of time 12:10, when we got the alert, this is the moment, let me mark it. So as you see, the EMA are equally aligned together. So let's see how will we identify it. So over here the TGC factor and the TDC factor are marked, right? So since it is going below your ORPL, so you would be considering the TDC factor. So TDC factor over here at that moment of time is 0.821. It is within the range of 0.382 to 2.22. So it is equally aligned, and it is ready to do a shower with respect to the flow of EMAs, right? So at this moment we get the alert. Another thing over here to notice is that the CCI values for CCI 34 5 minutes, that is this particular value, right? It is less than minus 100. So this value is less than minus 100 over here, right? And also this is lesser than your CCI 3430 value, right? So this is another point of reversal. So first one is you are creating a new highs of the day. The EMA are equally aligned. The TDC factor is within the range. It is going in the negative side. Over here, the bearish price flow is there, since the CCI 34 5 minutes is lesser than CCI 34 30 minutes. So this line, blue line over here marked, is lesser than minus 100, and it is also lesser than the CCI 34 30. So these are the information what we have got. And also another information what we get over here is the close of the day. So over here the close of the day was at this particular line. If you see this dotted line over here, grayish kind of a dotted line, so this marks the close of the day, and this is the close of the previous day. So close is 1557.1. So this value is the same, and at this moment it has crossed that value of close of the previous day as well. So high has been made, EMA is aligned, EMA is equidistant, CCI condition for CCI 34.5 is bearish price flow, bearish momentum. Also it is less than CCI 34.30, and the PSAR also gives you the indication that it is still bearish price flow because it is still above the candles. So all these indications, because of which we get the reversal alert at this moment of time. So that is why the tool which is made for NimblrTA concept based on Amibroker is intelligent enough, and it provides you this particular signal. The signal is provided at 1544.5, right, at this moment. And at this moment also let us try to check how we would analyze the DTR values. So everything is marked over here. So the DTR at this moment of time is 1.61, right? And let's move further and try to see what happens later. This is a new time slot which is up, which has started now. The first time slot is complete, the second is complete, third one is in the beginning, but end of the second time slot we get a alert, that is at 12:10 we get the alert over here, right? Let's play further. We would like to identify the momentum of the stock at the peak of CCI 8 5 minutes. So this is what we would like to identify at this moment. So we got the alert over here, right? And now we have a new peak, and at new peak we would like to identify if this value is already broken, right? So at this moment of time what you see, the value is at the peak, but the value is not broken. So they are already, we have created two strength candles on the bear side which are BO12, which is already available. So anyone can be considered. For example, if you consider these two values, so the breakout is already there. The higher value of this should not be broken. So if I consider this value as BO1 over here, so this value is not broken at the point of peak, right? Also, we are getting the alert later over here based on the highest of the day with comparison to last 2 days, and also when we have the EMA factor aligned, and also when we have the TDC value which is within the range, the ratio is within the range. Also, apart from this, the CCI conditions are true with respect to CCI 34 5 minutes and CCI 34 30 minutes. So all these conditions in addition to the close of the previous Joe is breached. So that is why we are getting a sell signal on reversal. So we try to analyze it and we found it that we are safe enough in the reversal trade over here, because this value, the close of this value does not breach the BO1 value which is marked over here. So this value over here is not breached, right? So that is why we remain in the trade and we move further, right? Let's keep on tracking it. So what we see over here, there are multiple stealth candles which are available, right? So there are small candles over here. So these are the candles we look forward to, because when we have these kind of candles, there's enough DTR L which is available for the stock to move. That is, enough scope is available because these do not consume much from your DTR bucket. So enough scope is available for the stock to move in the trending direction, right? And if we see over here, these are multiple candles which are over here and they are within a very small range. So if I mark the open and close for this, rather than high and close, high and low, so it is somewhere over here. So it is within this small range that these candles lie, and these are called the stealth candles, right? And also at this moment CCI is beginning to be in the bearish side, so it is no longer in bullish nature because it has crossed below 100 over here. So if you check the trade over here, it is 73, so it is not greater than 100. So now it has lost the momentum, right? So it is in sideways action according to CCI 3430. Let's move further. So this is the point we got the alert and we are trying to analyze it. 12:10, this was the point of alert, right? And we analyze it further. Yes, so the strength candles are there. So now the stock suddenly falls down over here and it made a low of 1532.3, right? Let's see what the alert gave us. So we got the alert for the first target over here was 1544.27. So that has been crossed, right? Second target was 1534.70. So over here 1534.70 has been breached and we have achieved the target. So right now if we check, the Fibonacci target is achieved, this Fibonacci target is also achieved, and this target is also an extended target based on the target 2 what we had told. So the target 2 was available, which should be your target at this point. So CCI values are analyzed and the targets are given. So 1534.70, this was the target. However, at that moment, if we try to analyze it, we have already achieved that target. So we have exceeded the target at this moment of time. So one way over here is to exceed when the target have been reached or they have been exceeded. It's always better to book partially, right? Because we don't want to exit in one go. We enter in different chunks and we exit also in different chunks. So we don't, if we are trading for 1 lakh rupees, so I don't trade 1 lakh rupees on one stock at one moment, right? I divide it into different parts and I enter part by part. Whenever I get one confirmation, I enter one part. If I get the next confirmation, that is the second confirmation, it gives me more confidence and I put the second part in it, and then accordingly I move further. Similarly, when you are getting out of the stock, at each confirmation, maybe when the close of the time slots are there. So the time slot closes, that can be one way. If the momentum is coming in the opposite direction, that is another way. PSAR is giving you indication, that is another way. The top is confirmed or the bottom is confirmed. So these are the values which will give you some other directions, and it will guide you that you need to exit the stock or you need to enter the stock. At this moment of time, let's try to analyze the stock and see. We have one value over here, that is we have already exceeded. So one part is already exceeded over here for the target, and exit is done. For the second part over here, we do another analysis. So this is the first strength candle of the opposite direction, and this is the second strength candle. So these two candles in between are the child candle for the BO1 and BO2, the candles in between over here. So if we compare all these and we encircle them, so this is BO1, this is BO2, and these are the child candle. The high of the second candle is not broken, low of the first candle is not broken by the intermittent candle 1 and candle 2 over here. So now the bottom is confirmed at this moment of time, right? If we are in the trade, the bottom is already confirmed, so that will give you another indication that you should exit out of the stock, right? A partial exit can always be done if you are not interested to exit in full, and in case you are interested, you can exit in full as well. So it depends on how much confidence you have and how you take the trade. So that is the way you can move further with this. So at this moment of time, we have some confirmations of bottom over here. So bottom, this is confirmed over here until unless there's a candle which goes further below and it goes something like this. So if we have a strength candle like this, in that case, we would create a new bottom when the CCI 30, CCI 8 5 minutes is less than -100. So characteristics of this particular stock or any stock in general is usually identified at the peaks, right? So we identify what are the peak value and how we would take the entry. So another way how I usually take the entry is, one entry is at this moment of time when I got the confirmation, right? So I put one part out of it in this particular moment. Second part is when I get the peak. So I got a peak over here, and when I did my analysis over here, that the value of BO1 and BO2 which are over here, so these high and lows are not breached until now. So I would put another point over here because this is the CCI peak, and the previous breakout conditions and the reversal condition is still valid at this moment. So I would put the second point at this. First point was entry, this one. First point of exit over here is this one, right? Can be multiple reasons, because over here the targets are already achieved what we have seen, right? So let's move further. So it's going up, going in the direction because bottom is already confirmed over here, so it keeps moving upwards, right? So that is how the trade is done, and system is going in a sideways motion because at this moment of time CCI does not have enough momentum either in the buy side or sell side. So overall this is a failed reversal attempt, right? Because if it had been a successful reversal attempt, the end result would be that the CCI 3430, this particular value, right, for the day would have crossed below -100, but this did not happen. The value is 40.53 at the end or the closing of the day. So this attempt is failed for reversal. However, as far as the trade and alerts are there, we get a valid entry and we make some profit out of it, right? So this is how it is traded. So let's do a small recap over here. So this is the first condition where we got the alert. At this moment we never entered because high of this candle was not breached by a strength candle. It was breached, but it was not a strength candle. We did not enter. We got two different candles available over here which confirm the top, and at next CCI peak again a lower high was formed at this moment. So this was one peak, this was another peak, these are different peaks, and we try to analyze the stock at these peak values, right? And also at the lower peaks at this moment of time. So this is what we try to analyze, that how the stock is going. So we can see over here it goes, we never entered on the first alert. Second alert came somewhere at 12:10. That was an alert for your reversals. So these are the two candles which would initiate one of the alert. The actual alert was available at 12:10 at this moment, and we entered that in one part. The second part we entered over here somewhere because we have the CCI 8 value greater than 100, and then we try to assess. It moves down, it achieves our target, this value exceeds the target 2 is already exceeded, and in that case we start exiting in one part, and the second part we exit when we get the confirmation over here that first candle and the second candle have been done. And still, if you wish to be in the trade and try to analyze it, you can analyze it at this moment of time, and whenever there's a new peak where CCI 8 5 minutes goes below minus 100, so that is where you would enter, because that is where you would exit. So this is the point over here. So if you try to exit, you should exit over here. So first entry over here would be this one, the second entry would be over here, first exit would be over here, the second exit would be over here, and if you want to make another final exit, that would be at this moment of time. So you have multiple exits and you can also have multiple entries. So this is how you can play with your money when you are entering the stocks. You don't put all the money at one go, you enter in different chunks, you exit in different chunks. So that is all what we have for LNT chart analysis for today. If you are interested in the screener and you would wish to purchase a license and start using it live in your market time, in that case you can always purchase it. The links are available on this channel video later, and you can see through them, and you can study the material through the guide which is also available. Thank you so much. Bye bye.